This podcast is sponsored by Relevant. It's a new iOS app to consolidate the media you want to see in a place you control. With Relevant, you stay up to date with things you're actually interested in. You tell Relevant what's relevant to you, and you'll be given all the content you love from all across the internet, all in one place. It's available on iOS devices and coming soon to Android. Be the first to know with Relevant.
What's up, everybody? It's the Poorly Edited Podcast coming at you live from WXLV radio station. I'm Chandler Davis. I'm here joined with the usual suspects. We got...
My name is Coffee Guy.
My name is Patrick.
We got another person here filling in for Storm Hutchinson, who could not be here today. His name is...
Danny Yates.
And we have Josh Brennan on the camera, as always. Lucky to have him. He's a doll.
Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So we have been absent over the holiday season a little bit there.
Yeah, my alarm didn't go off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Wow. Did you actually hibernate?
Yeah, well, yeah.
In a tree?
Yeah.
Oh.
We missed the bus actually. And we couldn't get here.
I don't know why they don't run that more than once a month.
I know. Yeah, it sucks. But, you know, we're here now, and hopefully everyone's nice and well rested, you know, from the wonderful holiday break I'm sure we all had.
I heard Josh had a particularly good holiday, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you, Josh?
Did you know about
You want to
this?
speak into this
Did
mic,
you know
Josh?
about this? Did you hear about this?
Can we go public?
Sure, yeah, just say it loud.
I got engaged.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God. Lucky dog.
Josh Brennan got engaged.
If you need a flower girl, I've seen Pat in a dress. He looks wonderful.
We're supposed to share that information.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
But seriously, that's really cool, man. That's exciting.
I'll actually seriously be your flower girl, too, if you want.
Yeah, why not?
As long as I don't know anybody there.
No comment from Josh.
Josh is just like,
Hi.
But so we have, Coffee Guy's married.
I am,
to
yeah.
Mrs. Coffee Guy,
Yeah.
and now we're gonna have Josh
Married live on the air.
tying the knot as well.
Do you want to do that on the podcast? Do you want to do that on the podcast? Yeah, that's a firm no.
Don't think.
So what? Are you next to get married, Chandler?
Absolutely not. That's not the way it's looking. I think Patrick would be the next candidate, actually, if anything, because he's the only other person who's in a relationship. So yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Pat,
We'll see.
we're looking at you.
Apparently it's on me.
You got to throw the bouquet at Pat at your wedding, Josh. Okay, so then you have to. Then you're
Let's
obligated.
assume that I'm invited.
Well, are we invited? Oh
That's a
my
no.
Ooh,
God!
just get snuffed.
Why would you ask that right now? That's not
You
going
heard
to be
it here
awkward
first,
at all.
folks. We're not invited to the wedding. What do I look like, Drake Bell?
Ooh, I forgot about that.
He didn't even think about it.
He didn't.
That was instant.
Yeah,
He's like, no.
he did. Definitely not going to do that. We're not that good of friends. But yeah. So I don't know how have your breaks been? I mean, what have you guys been up to?
I want to know what happened with the video game.
Nothing on our end.
Pat and I just looked at each other and like instantly. The last anything I had to do with the game that we were set to work on over the break, I went to a get together over the break, Christmas get together. Our mutual friend Will was
yeah.
attending, and he's supposed to be an artist on the game. And I remember we were hanging out, and he's like, "Yo, so have you like done anything with the game lately?" And I'm like, "Oh no," and he's like, I'm probably just dropping out of that." And then we just started laughing and like nodding and pointing at each other like, nice. And then that was the last time I talked about the game. So not well, to answer your question.
That's good.
I coded a character to walk back and forth.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you know how to
congrats.
code before you did that?
Slightly.
Okay.
Okay, well,
So,
I'm glad you got
my
something
friend
out of
David
it.
kind of held my hand through that process, but yeah,
what's the status on it now?
I don't know. I also haven't worked on it. I don't know. I haven't been free that much lately for
Yeah.
that.
It was hard to coordinate
It really
over the
was,
break. Yeah. But, you know,
I'm assuming it's just not going to happen now, is it?
people are,
might.
there are a few people who are like really going at it,
Yeah,
I
the core
believe.
people
Wait.
working on that game are very.
What is this
motivated.
game about?
Last time we talked about it, it was like, it's set in the Wild West, and it's like if Tesla won like the electric race instead of
Tesla.
So there's like basically like there's free electricity everywhere, so everything's like it's kind of like steampunk, except instead of steam it's electricity.
electric
Electric punk, yeah.
Yeah,
steam powered draft.
steam powered draft.
It's like steam powered draft punk.
Steam powered.
But what's like the emotional crux of the story? That's really what I'm wondering.
Isn't it like a thing?
That's NDA.
Isn't there like a morality thing that we have where it's like you can help like certain it's like the faction thing, I think was
All of that was really early on. I don't know.
But that was where it was like gonna be there's different factions fighting for territory.
I wish I worked more on it, but I didn't.
Well, you win some, you lose some. That's what they say in the games industry.
I don't know. If you're gonna get my money, you got to work on the pitch there. I'm just not convinced yet. It sounds cool, but
well, sorry.
The meeting's going very poorly then.
Sorry, Danny.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mean to like.
So what'd you guys do over the break that wasn't the game? That was a nice collection.
I did not. I did not have a great holiday break. It was.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. We're just gonna chalk it up as an L, and we're gonna move on. You know, that's all. That's all I can really do.
What'd you get for Christmas?
Not a lot.
All right.
I got a guitar. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm
nice.
gonna be riffing on that. Hopefully, very poorly.
Wait,
That's
hold
what I'm
on.
trying to learn.
Yeah.
Did you've never played guitar before?
I've been playing ukulele here and there because I recently bought a ukulele.
Kind of similar.
So,
That's cool.
You want to learn how to play guitar together?
sure.
I'll
Is that
teach
the-
you if you want.
Oh, really?
I'll teach you.
I
Yeah.
will teach you.
After that concert, I'm like, that looks awesome. I want to learn how to play.
You just got to
guitar.
pay me $50 an hour. That's it.
Oh,
That's a
Yeah,
steal
no,
for
that's
your
I know,
quality
right?
teaching.
Exactly.
for the Danny Yates experience. Was that your first concert you've gone to?
Technically my third.
Oh, we talked about this before we started rolling. Pat went to go see the Wombats in concert, which is a UK-based alternative.
Yeah, I'd say alternative.
band. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah,
I've
they're
been a
really
huge
good.
fan of the Wombats for a while.
Yeah, they were awesome. It was also like it was a Tuesday night, so tickets were
normal.
really cheap.
There's a lot of
and
concerts that go on
For
during
as
the week.
big, for as big as they are, I figured they'd be
Yeah.
more expensive. But I guess no one cares in the United States.
No,
But they're
I don't
really
know a
good.
lot of Wombats fans around here
Yeah,
at all.
they're
so
really good. They also had a really good opening band called Courtship.
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, they were like, I think they still performed like last year in California. They only have like 6 songs, but I really liked them.
Side note: wombats are really cool looking. I don't know if you know
Wombats,
that.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the animal or the band?
No, I mean
Both.
the animal.
Both.
I mean, I don't know what the band looks like, but
British.
Also, literally 3 seconds into the first song by the Wombats, it's a new song, and they were like debuting it. So it was like the stage went dark, and they all walked on and got their instruments, and then like the lights went on. They started singing. That was like the first thing we saw of them, and the lead singer forgot the words.
That's so
It was-
funny.
It was great.
Well, it's a new song, you know.
Yeah, and he's
It's-
like,
it's fresh.
he's like, I can't even make my way up through this one and let the crowd sing because they don't know the words either.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Was it good? Is it a good new track?
Yeah,
Are they working on a new album?
Yeah, actually,
Awesome.
It's called "Beautiful People Ruin Your Life."
Oh, it's called Pat.
called
You're
my
wearing a
sweatshirt, yeah.
sweatshirt of it. Nice.
Pretty cool.
I looked up wombats on Google because I didn't know what they looked like, and all the taglines associated with it. So we got cuddly, fluffy, cute, pet, Patrick.
Oh,
So yeah.
What?
I'm
that's
in
a
there.
sign. I don't know.
That's a sign.
I'm in there.
Patrick the Wombat. Those don't look cool, by the way. They look kind of scary.
Yeah, they're like weird, fat,
weird. They look
gerbil things. I don't really know.
Koala-like.
Yeah, or
even.
quokka almost.
I don't know what that is, but aren't they endangered?
What the,
I don't know.
the
They just
wombat?
live in
No, what you said.
Australia.
The quokka.
Yeah.
What's
the
a
quokka is
quokka?
Australian. I don't know.
I don't know. I think those are endangered. What are you laughing at over there?
Got a picture of a wombat. It looks stupid.
Dude,
they did.
there's
Google
cute.
wombats right
No, they
now.
are. You're right. Yeah. Everybody at home.
Everybody
Wombats
do
right
your
now.
homework. What about you, Zach? Coffee guy.
Whatever. Having free time for a change was really nice. I got to play the guitar a lot,
Yeah.
which was cool. I relearned some old music I haven't played in a long time. That was a lot of fun. Some Weezer. You like Weezer, right,
Yeah,
Dan?
I love Weezer.
What songs?
I relearned "The World Has Turned and Left Me Here." I relearned "Buddy Holly." Say It Ain't So, and I never got around to In the Garage, or In My Garage. I don't know what it's called.
In the Garage.
Yeah. Yep. What? Why are you laughing at me?
I want to learn. I'm trying to learn "Island in the Sun" on my ukulele, though.
Dude, that's so easy. That's like 4 chords.
Yeah, it is 4 chords, and so I'm trying to. But what you don't know is I'm very inept. My hands are very bad.
I don't know if you heard of this thing. It's called the internet. All right, so you can
I've been
look
looking at tabs.
Yeah. All right. I'm just putting it out there.
But my hands don't work. Is what I'm saying.
That's kind of hesitant about
coordination.
Because I'm into like, I don't know. I like a lot of like rock bands, and all their guitar is kind of complicated. I mean, I could learn like Seven Nation Army, I'm guessing, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
You can.
Probably.
I think you might be
That's
surprised.
like one of the first things anybody learns how to play the guitar.
That and Smoke on the Water. Everyone.
Yeah.
You might be surprised how easy some of the stuff is to learn that
Really?
you enjoy. And that's the key. If you can find stuff that you love to play, it'll never feel like you're practicing, and you'll just get better and better.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Just don't start out with Megadeth or anything like that. That'll be impossible for you.
I had a question about guitars. So if I was to buy a guitar, how much do you think I should spend on a guitar?
I don't know,
Start?
probably nothing.
Now for me personally, you can go like if a lot of American-made stuff is like $1,000 and about.
Or way more.
I was looking a little
Or
bit
way
under
more.
that, if
All
it's
right. Well, no.
possible.
I'm saying now what I personally buy, I find that the $300 price range is the cheapest you can get for like the most amount of quality. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
I mean-
I would not spend any less than like 300 or 250. You know what I mean? Buy a nice Fender, buy a nice Martin. I don't know, something
Just
around
to learn
300.
on?
Yeah. I mean,
300?
yeah, you can buy. All right, so what I started out with was a Fender Squire, which is everyone knows what a Fender is. A Squire is just like a cheaper version of a Stratocaster. Now that's like a couple $100, and then you shell out maybe $50 to $100 for an amplifier, and that's good enough. You know what I mean?
This also might be a stupid question, but if I was to buy an acoustic and then try to transition to electric, is that like that much different?
No, you'll be fine.
Yeah, the only difference is like, I don't know, obviously each guitar is for different styles of music. An acoustic, the strings are heavier, so they might hurt your fingers more. So if you have really sensitive fingers, you can still get an acoustic, but you just might have to change to lighter strings.
It's ultimately not a problem you'll really have to worry about. It's the same thing.
Would you recommend if I was gonna see if I could get into guitar to start acoustic and move to electric?
Well, it depends on what kind of music you like.
Okay.
That's probably going to be cheaper, though.
Yeah.
Because it may be, but I don't know. In the long run, it'll be cheaper to do electric because let's say you like bands like Black Keys and like
Yeah,
they have like grit to their guitar, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to go acoustic for that. You're gonna want electric so you can emulate that sound. Anyways, they do power chords, very simple, and you'll learn really easy, I think.
Okay, that's interesting.
And eventually you can get the Fenders that they make that are made in Mexico. The made in Mexico Fenders are actually really, really good.
Dude, they are so awesome.
And it's like
so
$600
good.
and I've A/B'd them with American Fenders. It's not worth buying an
Did they use
American
real
Fender.
sugar?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, real sugar in your Fenders.
I was not anticipating this one getting educational, but for anyone who wants to get into music, I mean, let's
always
just cover
learn.
all the instruments. Like, if you want to learn accordion, like, where do we start with that?
You just got to start over in the country somewhere else. I don't know. Where do they play it? Italy?
The accordion?
I mean, they probably play that in the United States.
I'm just saying, mostly, like, Italian. You ever go to a nice Italian restaurant? Some guy's serenading you with an accordion. I
They do
know.
that at DiMaggio's all the
They
time.
do.
You know that
They
guy?
do.
The
I
little
know.
old
That's why
guy.
I'm saying.
It's beautiful. I listen. There's this old guy that this Italian restaurant in our town. It's the most popular Italian restaurant in our town. Everybody goes
Out
there.
of all other 7 Italian restaurants in the same town.
Yes. And yeah, there's like this little old guy that comes in on the nights, and he just like will play the accordion. He'll walk around the whole restaurant and just like sit down, play the accordion in front of you, and like take requests. And it's just beautiful. Like, it's just a really nice way to eat your dinner. And I wish more places would do that because it's like, I don't know, it's just like a really cool vibe. I love that
Going to
instrument.
a fancy hotel where there's some old guy on the piano in the lobby.
I would love
That's
that. I would
terrifying.
sit there forever.
Sam and I crashed a hotel that was like that in Florida once.
Why would you do that?
You crashed
How'd
that.
you crash it?
Well, because we weren't members of the hotel, but we were just
okay.
chilling in the lobby listening to music.
You don't have to stop. I was just asking. Can you hear him right well?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh, okay. Because you're talking to the side of the mic. I
Yeah,
was scared.
I don't know.
Okay.
He sounds good to me.
All right. I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Wow,
I'm
thanks.
sorry.
Yeah,
I
welcome.
was
Appreciate
really
that.
concerned.
Welcome.
But You crashed it. Did they kick you out?
No.
Are you just like hanging out in the lobby?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's not
you're just
crashing
making
it.
No, but
yourself
we were
sound
at the
cool.
bar too.
Oh boy.
Oh. See, we should learn guitar together.
I sure.
fine. No, it's cool. We can learn separately.
You can
I
start.
mean, you live
the,
an hour away from me. That's the only
just
thing.
start the worst band east of the Mississippi.
We should call it that. Worst band.
That's-
East.
Oh
a
my
very
God, that's
long title.
actually. I mean, it might be good.
I'm sure there's already one.
All right,
that
yo,
exists.
I thought of this band name. Listen to this. I don't know if I told you this before. It's called the Rain Showers for the Wicked.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
actually
I've-
pretty sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you've
like
brought
it?
that up
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. All right.
Congratulations.
I know.
we
Thank
can
you.
steal that then, right?
No.
Oh.
Is that a reference to Storm?
Yes.
Ooh, important
Storm
news.
Isn't here this one?
The accordion was invented in Berlin.
Ooh,
Really? I did not know that.
fascinating.
Insert obligatory. You learn something new every day.
The good-
Good. There's someone that play. We have a class. The three of them,
Yep.
myself,
Yep.
Danny, and Coffee Guy have a class together. And there's someone who grew up playing the accordion. There's like an accordion player.
Yeah, his name's Liam.
Yes.
Apparently, his uncle has like won Grammys, multiple Grammys.
Really?
Polka star.
That's crazy.
Cool.
I
I gotta listen to this music. I have
do you
to.
not know polka music?
Well, I mean, I'm saying his music, the Grammy nominated
Oh
guy.
yeah. There's that polka movie coming out with starring Jack Black.
Oh, the Polka King,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I
that
think
looks
so.
pretty cool.
Yeah, my whole family is like really into that music, like because my great grandparents and stuff like they're from like that part of like Austria and just like all over there. So like that music, I guess, translated to like when everybody came over here, that was very popular, like home country kind of whatever style of music, and so my whole family's like really into polka and stuff.
I wonder what your family thought of Elvis.
I don't know why.
I
Why-
don't know, because you're just like, they're really into polka, so as soon as Elvis came out, you know what I mean?
Elvis was like the death of polka. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that, but maybe I am.
You heard it here first. Shots fired.
Elvis was the death of polka.
You see Elvis on Twitter. He's like, I resent the accusations that the Poorly Edited podcast.
You guys ever hear about the death of disco? Where some night, some guys like, it was like, I think it was a baseball. I don't have to fact check all of this 'cause it's probably all wrong. But
Oh, okay.
they got a bunch of like disco records and like blew them up.
Oh, at a baseball game, yeah.
a
And it
baseball
was
game.
awful, and there was like fires, and
Yeah.
everyone got really drunk, and it went really poorly.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
No, like
So there was a
Why
promotion.
would they do that?
There was a promotion. You would like, oh, okay, this is what it was. If you brought your disco record to be
Okay.
burned at the baseball game,
Why?
you could get like either a free beer or like a beer for $1 or something. So people just got smashed, and it was like a complete fiasco somehow.
When was that? Where?
I don't know.
That sounds awful.
All right, just think of it though. If they kept those disco records for today, they could have at least sold it for maybe $20
Right.
instead of the free beer they got at the thing. Like,
That's dumb. Drinking is bad and dumb.
Agreed.
And it makes you do dumb things like start fires and waste your money. So
Yeah, you're right.
don't. But yeah, so all polka music aside, Danny, wait, I don't think you talked about your break.
just all right. So my break was pretty all right. Just kind of a blur, really. I think that was mostly because I stayed up till like 7 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
Playing video games.
Well, I not necessarily playing video games, but pretty much playing video games.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So my sleep schedule is I'm only on 3 hours of sleep today because I went to bed at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the
good.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Still trying to learn how to function. It's hard.
Yeah, it was actually really bad. So, because all last semester, and I'm sure you guys can kind of agree, like it was just packed. Like our schedules are just packed, and you're so busy. And so then to transition into the break of having way too much, I felt like I just had too much free
I can
time.
so
And I
agree
was
with
like-
that. I can so agree with
I
that.
was like, I hate
Because
this.
every day in school, I was just up to my eyeballs in homework and stuff, and I hated it. But after the break, I was addicted to video games.
Oh yeah. What were you playing?
I just bought Dark Souls 3. That's pretty good game. Playing a lot of Fortnite, good at that. What else? Rainbow Six Siege. Come on.
That's pretty fun, man. I actually got a Switch for Christmas. I used the money I got for Christmas to buy a Switch.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Super Mario Odyssey is a fantastic
That game is so fun. I've played like 20 minutes of it, and I was thinking about buying a Switch just because of
Yeah,
it.
it's like I bought a Switch. I've had it for like 3 weeks. That's the only game I have on it, and I'm like, I could get another like 2 weeks out of this game before I have to get anything else.
Dude, it's so good. It is so good.
So good. Nintendo just gets it.
Well, let's not get crazy.
Yeah,
They had a really
calm
bad
down.
stint for a while, and now they've managed to like come back in stride with the Switch and the titles they're coming out with. That like they had the Wii and the Wii U, and the Wii U is very bad.
But
like none of that went well.
Without that, you wouldn't have a Switch.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, is that the Wii U was the weird in between precursor stage that was just a growing pain to get to the Switch, which I think since the Switch is so great, a necessary step.
I'd argue that still means they get it, because they're like, we think it's gonna go into like a little bit of motion controls and like mobile stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't know.
That's what they
Switch is just an amazing piece of technology. Just putting a little chip in, like you could play AAA games like on the go.
also when the first time I did the thing in the commercial where they slide the things onto the Switch and take it out of the holder, I'm like, oh my god, I did it.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
You know what's really funny? I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently the cartridges taste really weird.
Oh yeah, they made
Yeah.
them taste bitter
Yeah.
so kids wouldn't try to eat them. That's the thing that.
So
happened.
basically, Patrick is saying that he collects the games not to play the game, but the
Yeah.
flavor of each cartridge.
And he writes it down in like a journal.
He's like, I don't know,
what
this
it
one's
tastes like.
sour, this
you
one
rate
tastes
them?
like dirt. I don't know.
Breath of the Wild tastes like dirt. Interesting.
Super
Wow,
Mario Odyssey
cool.
tastes like hats.
Yeah.
What does hats taste like?
I don't know what Doom tastes like.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I got Doom on PC. That game,
I saw you playing that.
fantastic.
It's coming out for the Switch, did you
I
hear?
want to get it so bad.
Yeah, but I'm like, I could spend 60 on
Yeah,
the Switch
yeah,
or
you're right.
15 on PC.
Aren't all the ports just? I heard the ports aren't that great.
What,
They're all
for
like kind of
Doom?
laggy.
What, for
No, no.
Doom?
No,
No,
for
I
the
mean
Switch.
just any ports.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, wait, like ever?
Yeah, like yeah, kind
It
of.
depends how much production's gone into it. A lot of people just like copy paste
Yeah.
onto a different console, which doesn't really work.
Well, it's a little more complicated
Yeah,
than that.
I mean-
but
I mean, some companies don't think so, apparently.
I really want to get a Switch because I mean Odyssey is so solid, and I'm not even that big of a Mario fan. Like I didn't even grow up playing Nintendo or anything like that, but that it looks so fun.
Dude,
And
they
Breath
don't.
of the Wild
They do
looks
not get
amazing.
Mario wrong. Never.
I've never
Never.
played a Mario game.
Well-
This could be better.
All right, what,
I mean, what-
dude? What's a bad Mario game?
I'm not
Think of
saying
one.
any of them are like bad. I'm just saying like there's been ups and downs. You know,
All right, there's like this one's pretty good.
like you
and
can't
then,
put like Sunshine on par with
I
like
knew that's where
a
you were
bunch
going.
of other. You know, like
Wait,
there's.
Sunshine being bad? Or
No,
Sunshine
Sunshine's like really good.
yeah.
Odyssey like really,
Really
good, you know, and
Galaxy was really good. man.
Galaxy was pretty good.
Really?
But I think Odyssey's better from what
I
I've
think
seen.
Odyssey's better too,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think
Galaxy was really cool at the time, though.
Mhm.
yeah, it was pretty innovative.
How about the Dark Souls remaster?
uh,
anyone who cares.
I don't know.
And then we can stop talking about games because I'm sure everyone's already turned off.
Because it's like every game is coming out for the Switch. I'm like, wow, this could be cool to play, but
No,
I could get it on PC.
I'm not talking about on the Switch.
You know
I don't
what-
want to play on the Switch because
I know,
I'm sure
that's
that
just
they'll
game
add like
design.
kart racing or something to it.
I don't.
Have you
think
seen
they
those
would do that.
memes where it's like Dark Souls remastered and then there's like a picture of Donkey Kong in the top right and it's like crazy new mode like for the
That's just
Switch?
something I thought about, where it's like all the games that come out where I could get them on Switch, but I could buy them on PC. I don't see a reason to buy
I
it on the
agree.
Switch, but yeah.
Yeah,
Dark
I
Souls-
don't.
I don't know. I'm still playing through the first one, original version.
Oh my
yes.
God,
Oh, I just
jeez.
hit the mic.
I'm. S-
You are so far behind.
You are,
like maybe
dude.
even a decade behind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What
I
are you
also
doing?
It's a little
play it
sad.
The worst way possible. I get halfway through and then I'm like, I wonder what the next one's like, and then I play the next one
Oh,
halfway
no.
through.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm actually 1.5 Dark Souls into the series.
Wow.
I haven't completed any of them.
Can you really consider it 1.5 though? I don't know.
Dark Souls 2 you could just skip entirely
That's true.
and you really
That's what I've
won't
heard.
care. You won't miss it. I'm not a huge fan of Dark Souls 2, but Dark Souls 3 is really fun. I hope you're enjoying
No,
it.
it's really
I'm
good.
almost finished it, and I know I'm at the last area, and I'm just not finishing it. I don't know why.
You know what's weird? All right, all these games are getting these remasters. Is it like, I don't know? Can you compare it to how movies are just doing lazy remake tie-ins?
I think so.
Yes, kind of. Well,
It's,
yeah, but
you go first.
well, it works is the thing. The thing about Dark Souls for this Dark Souls 1, I'd say is more overdue for a remaster than almost any other game that's gotten remastered. Like BioShock even was like cool, but the game still is fine if you go back and play it like the original version. It didn't really need a remaster. But like Dark Souls, at least on the PC, absolutely abysmal port to the PC
Capped at
for Dark
30
Souls 1.
FPS.
Yeah. The controls are messed up. It lags. It's so poorly optimized. Like there's so many problems with it. If any game needs a remaster, it's definitely this one. And I hope they're nice enough, like they did with BioShock, to make the remaster free for anyone who has the original. Because the port to the PC that's been on Steam for the past how many years is so bad, and everyone suffered. And I really hope they understand that and cut us some slack, so I don't have to buy the game again.
Here's a quick question. Do you think, as an artistic choice, to still make you lag frames during Blighttown, would you respect that, or would you?
Oh my god.
Would you be mad?
It'd keep the nostalgia intact. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd definitely be infuriated the whole way through.
I want to experience Blighttown without lag, without dropping frames. Like,
I don't know. I just want to relive me being angry for a good 5 hours, maybe.
So, I think it is a little different to port games as opposed or remake games as opposed to remake movies, just because you kind of have to update consoles.
Yeah.
So that is something. But I think for the most part, I think that's pretty much the same as just like kind of cashing in on old stuff.
Well, there isn't like too many remakes. I mean, you can think of something like Doom, which has been remade, and the remake of Doom is like awesome.
what was a reboot?
I mean, that's a reboot.
All right,
really
all right. I guess reboot. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Or you can think of kind of like reboots. Like I don't know if you've seen the new Evil Dead, or I guess I don't know how new it is now. It probably came out in like 2013.
It did. It came out a while
In like
ago.
2013. But anyways, the newer Evil Dead, that movie's like it's pretty good, honestly.
Really?
I think I'm more receptive to reboots of franchises I like from video games than I am of movies. When I see it in Hollywood, I'm like, ugh, like enough already. But when it comes to games like the Dark Souls remaster, I'm like, awesome. Or like when BioShock is getting
Aren't they
remastered,
doing
I'm
something
like,
with System Shock?
Yeah.
Is that
They're
the first one?
remastering System
Yeah.
Shock
Well,
2,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think the
Yeah.
reason that it's easier for these games to be like, I guess, better remastered is because it's the same company. It's not a different director. It's not a different script writer. It's not a different whatever. They literally have all the content down, and then they just update it with the same people.
That's true.
That's not as true. I mean, I remember
Well, yeah,
Halo Anniversary, for example, was done by technically a different company.
Yeah, but they
Everything,
use
yeah.
the same exact engine, so
Yeah.
they had nothing new to work with, really. They just had to
Yeah, I
update the
agree.
graphics.
Oh, wasn't that the one where you press select and it would go back to old graphics?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty
You
cool.
switch between at
Yeah.
the time. Yeah, that was really revolutionary.
like,
That was,
whoa.
super rad. I loved that game. We should stop talking about games though,
Okay,
because
yeah,
people
sure.
have already stopped listening,
Oh, yeah,
like by
definitely.
far. But something else did transpire in terms of, I mean, while we're on the topic of Hollywood and stuff like that and movies, there was a very large movie release that took place over the break when we were gone. We
okay.
didn't get a chance to talk about it, and it's like obligatory, even though I've talked about it so much.
You want like
already.
10 minutes just to do all your views in a row, and then we can.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi is what I'm talking about. Came out
Wait, no way.
over the break, and none of us have talked about it with each other. So this is a legitimate like round table of like, because I have no idea what you guys think.
We can't. Should we spoil things or no?
No.
I think it,
No.
Everyone already, I don't know.
dude, everyone's seen this movie.
I know, but
right? Have you seen it? If you care,
You,
Star Wars. Okay,
all right.
like everyone's.
I don't know.
we
All right.
I feel like there's not.
no plot spoilers.
Okay,
Dude,
no,
there's
we can-
spoilers everywhere though.
No,
You
no
can.
plot spoilers.
I'm not saying that I would spoil it, but I'm saying I would go in YouTube comment sections
definitely.
on random videos of like a music video, and I would scroll down to like the second comment, and it would spoil the movie, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
The thing, okay, before we talk about that, I don't know if I've said this before, but in terms of spoilers, an interesting thing I want to say about that is I read a study, and
I don't believe that study. I know exactly.
you know what you're talking about?
I know exactly what you're about to say.
I read about a study, and they had, I think it was a book. They had a test group, a control group, and a variable group read a book, and then rate their enjoyment of the book. But for the variable group, they spoiled the ending of the book. Like they spoiled, like the whole thing about the book. And then they read the book after knowing what happens and blah, and then rated their enjoyment. And the other group didn't. The control didn't. They just read the book normally. And across the board, the variable group that had it spoiled for them enjoyed the book more than the control group.
Is that?
And I think
it was just 2 groups, and the study was done once.
I'm not sure.
You know, that's okay.
I'm not sure how many groups there were, but it was essentially like every time the one that was spoiled said they enjoyed it more, like pretty much unanimously.
That just seems like a really subjective study where someone could just not like the book.
Yeah,
a bit, but you gotta. It makes you think, about the psychology kind of behind that. It's like, I mean, you can disagree with any, if you want to get more into it, there might be more in-depth studies, but that's just how. And it made me think about it. It's like, I know that when I do know what's going to happen in something, I'm paying a lot more attention. If I know what's coming, I'm like, when's that thing gonna happen?
I don't know.
If
I know something's coming, I don't pay attention because I lose interest. So if someone spoils something for me, I will forget the information. I will try and remove the spoiler from my head. I will wait years. It does not matter. I will wait as long as I can. And as soon as that spoiler is gone and I forget anything about that movie or whatever, then I'll go and watch it.
Right.
It was actually for Force Awakens. I was watching a Twitch stream and someone donated with a spoiler for the movie.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
The night it opened, so I'm like, they could totally just be making that. I basically tricked myself, even though I knew it was going to be true.
What was the spoiler? Was it Han?
No.
Ha ha ha! That's so funny. Oh.
We can talk about spoilers for the Force Awakens.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Come on.
No,
okay. So I think we can do it without spoilers for The Last Jedi. I think we can talk vaguely about it. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I was really excited for this movie. I had tickets for the opening night and stuff. I've seen the movie 3 times since then. With different groups of people, because like because I had friends that came back from the military that wanted to see it, so I went with them, blah. But yeah, so I've seen it 3 times, and I think I'm at the point now, and from as much talking as I've done about it with people, I'm not a huge fan of what this movie did in the end.
Did you like anything about it?
I did. There are many things I liked about it, and
it seems like anyone who has the stance that it was a great movie and it was a terrible movie are missing something. I feel like, at least in my opinion, I feel like in the middle seems to be the most reasonable place to be.
One of the I felt so conflicted and I hated it because I don't want to feel like that about a movie.
What if the entire movie is just trying to make you understand Kylo's conflict?
Oh my god.
That makes it the best movie ever.
I don't think Rian Johnson is that.
They're not that smart.
His name's Ryan, by the way.
Is it?
It's the
Why is it
Irish spelling of
spelled
Ryan.
like that?
It's
I didn't know that.
It's like whatever. Continue.
You take a gamble every time, but I think what bothered me, one of the reasons I don't like a lot of it is because there's so much wasted potential. Like the film goes in a direction I very much enjoy, and with the plots, the arcs of Rey and Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
I really, before the climax of the film, really, really, really enjoyed where that was going. And I was so excited. And then it went just like didn't matter. And it just kind of went 180 anyway. And it was just kind of, And so I didn't like that because there could have been so much more done. And it makes me upset. It's not like I dislike the movie because it's just like, oh, it's bad. But it's like, it makes me upset because it could have been so much more. And that's what's like hard to handle about it, because there's so much I was liking and it just doesn't really come to fruition in this film,
Yeah, that's why I think it's like 4 lines of dialogue away from being a better movie. Like I think there was some subplots that.
Are you talking about the climax?
I think like a bunch of them are like, if they just explained a couple things.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or like, if they changed the very small things around, I think it would have been a better movie. Like the story would have made more sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really near miss for me because I think I enjoyed it more than you probably did, but I still think there was a lot of problems with it.
It was weird because I walked away from my first viewing really, I was into it. That was my consensus. I was like, that was really cool. I thought about it more that night, and I was talking to my friend about it that I went to see with, and we were talking, and like, okay. I woke up the next morning, I was like still thinking about it. I'm like, I think it's still good, Go to see it again, and I'm kind of like dreading the halfway point of the movie at this point because I know that's when everything starts to go in a direction I didn't enjoy, and it was just like a weird. I don't feel like that about any other Star Wars movie. Like I can even watch Phantom Menace and like not. I mean, it's a boring movie. It's like that's a boring movie too.
The ending payoff's pretty awesome.
I don't want to talk about Phantom Menace, but like like I don't hate that movie still, even though everyone else hates it. But or even Attack of the Clones, also not that great. But like I don't dread like parts of that movie. But there are parts of Last Jedi that I legitimately did not want to see already by like the second and third viewing.
Yeah, I don't think I really want to see it again anytime soon. I only saw it once.
I've seen it enough, I think, already, and I don't like. And I still like Force Awakens. Like I'd still watch Force Awakens.
That's why I don't understand. I was really, really into The Force Awakens, and then I hated this movie. Like I don't know what happened.
I know what happened. I know exactly what
they didn't try. Is what happened.
It's not that they didn't try.
I don't think they tried.
They didn't have any communication between the director and writer of the last film and the director writer of this film.
Is that hard?
Apparently.
No, it's not hard.
They had a different writer for this film than Lawrence Kasdan, who was a writer for like Empire Strikes Back and stuff, like all the way back then, was writing for Force Awakens, which is why it felt pretty normal. It felt very Star Wars. It made sense. There was that continuity being brought over. He was not a part of this film. I feel like that is a large reason why. And Rian Johnson had just kind of complete reign over whatever he wanted to do, in this film. And I feel like that was really bad. Like, because he just did whatever he wanted with this film, with no regard for whatever JJ might have been trying to do with certain characters in the one before this, and you can kind of tell.
It does feel disjointed.
Yeah,
in that way.
It really feels like he just came in and he was like, okay, everything JJ did, don't like it, gone. Because he wipes clean so many things JJ seemed to have been setting up in Force Awakens, to almost a degree where it's like, how do you even come back from that? Like, where is JJ, who is directing the next film now, who I don't think was supposed to direct this next film until very recently.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And now he's coming on to finish out the trilogy. And it's like, if I were him right now, I would be like, dude. But he just submitted his script for 9 like a few days after Jedi came out. So I was kind of like, how was that going to be? Like,
there's I mean, The Last Jedi takes place, like the actual plot takes place over such a short amount of time.
Yes.
I feel like they could easily bring some of JJ's things, like carry them over.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that much was like eliminated entirely, was it? Or is it mostly just like they didn't address it, right?
Well, there's a lot of treatment of like characters and stuff that I feel like was like not good, and I think you might know who I'm talking about. There's like one major character definitely everyone's been really upset about that got treated pretty poorly, I feel. But I think that I have some theories as to how JJ could make that better, and that character doesn't even have to be not around anymore. You can write them back in very easily, since apparently it's becoming very okay to treat the Force like just plot magic at this point as well.
I don't think I feel like regardless of how you feel about that movie, which I believe we're on the same page with, that's not acceptable.
The whole Force thing, the way they're doing that,
like what they did with
a certain character
in space. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
like,
scene.
What?
That scene.
What?
Yeah.
I was embarrassed in a theater full of Star Wars fans.
I was cringing. I cringed really
I
hard.
sank down in my seat.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't think that was okay.
Where a certain character gets put out into space for and then
Force glides back into a spaceship.
Force Superman's
space?
To safety.
I think about it. You don't need that much force to fly through space. So
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It still was very.
No.
I don't care.
Very weird.
It hurt. There were some other cringe moments. There's an entire subplot that Finn and another character go on in this film that I absolutely hated.
Pointless.
And was absolutely pointless and did not need to be there and was not that enjoyable.
I think they introduced the character that was cool in the subplot and then made that character really weird immediately.
Which,
like the codebreaker guy.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of got. Like,
I really liked him though. Like he did a great job. Like acting wise, he did a great job.
Yeah. Is that Benicio del Toro?
Yes.
He's a good actor.
Yes, I really enjoyed his performance and his character, and what his character presented to the whole morality thing that goes on in this film, which is great. That's one of the things I like about this movie is that there's like this gray area, this moral gray area and stuff going on between the Jedi and the Sith, between the rebels and the Resistance and the First Order, and that's all great. Problem is that none of that comes to fruition.
Yeah.
And that's very upsetting because like I said, so much potential, but they don't capitalize on it and they just go right back to good guys, bad guys. And it's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, that is
like,
really weird.
You were talking about it before and now, I don't know. It's weird.
So have any closing thoughts on that?
Oh, man. I'm really scared. I think that's how I feel right now. And I'm a diehard Star Wars fan, dude. Like, and I'm so scared for whatever's gonna come next. Next up this year, we have the Han Solo film, which I think is going to be a train wreck, honestly.
Not even interested. I probably won't even see it.
I will see it because I think it's going to be very hilariously bad.
Did you like Rogue One?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that too, but you can't look at it as a Star Wars movie, I think. If you look at it like as a classic war movie, we're like...
It's Saving Private Ryan, Star Wars.
Plot. It's just like, we're doing war stuff. But it's
not very highbrow.
Yeah.
It's a very turn your brain off and watch shooty shoots.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh is leaving.
Josh has to depart, and now they're.
I think we're getting married.
Patrick and Josh are holding hands.
Thank you, Josh.
See you later. Have a great Josh. Thanks so much.
Bye.
But yeah, so we have the Han Solo film coming up this year, which I think is going to be bad. I'm excited to see Donald Glover, my boy Donald Glover, in
so you don't think
Lando
Calrissian?
Calrissian. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird It's a weird hokey cast to me, honestly. And you have Woody Harrelson in it, and I'm just like,
I didn't know anyone besides Gambino.
I'm just like, dude, what is going on? Like, I don't know how it's good.
Maybe I will see it. That does sound like a train wreck.
It's
gonna
cool. In production, the two directors who are brothers who are co-directing it, one of those deals.
Is it the Duffer Brothers?
Disney was like, this is bad. They were very upset with the performance.
I bet they would do a better job.
I'd love to see the Duffer Brothers direct the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, why not?
Danny, are you going to see the Han Solo movie?
I already told you guys about this before the podcast. I'm not really into Star Wars.
Right,
yeah, not really a big fan.
Well, this is the first and last time Daniel will be on the show.
Yeah, sorry.
And
Par for the course, actually.
And for the Star Wars episode, too.
Yeah, I'll definitely be on that one. No, I mean, I'll watch every movie and tell you what I don't like about them.
That'd be entertaining. I'd like that.
I don't mind the movies. I just don't find them entertaining. That's it. I don't think they're bad. I just can't get into it.
Yeah.
Have you seen them all?
I've seen the first. Oh my god! You know how the numbering
original
works.
Trilogy?
I've seen the original trilogy. Okay. I've seen the new trilogy, and then now the new trilogy. I've seen the first one, which is the 7th movie.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've actually seen all of them.
I know. I just I can't get into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Whatever, man.
It's fine. I mean,
to each their own.
Yeah.
It's. I don't know, man. I'm really scared. I'm scared for 9. I'm not really that excited for 9 because there's nothing that happens in this movie that makes me go, oh, I can't wait to see how that plays out because I already know how this is going to play out, I think. Have
you ever been scared for a movie to come out before?
No.
Yes.
Really?
I think I've been scared for things to come out. I'm like, oh my, Evil Dead, I was talking about before. I was really scared. Or you ever watch Old Boy? They remade that. It's a Southern Korean movie. Came out in the year 2000, and they remade it 13 years later.
What?
I know, right? So I was so scared for that movie to come out, and it was all right, not good.
Okay. It's weird that they can take an established thing and then somehow make it worse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just because they try and Americanize things all the time. I mean, there's only really a handful of successful examples of that. The Office is one of them.
That's true.
I mean, The Office UK is it's good. But US is a million times better.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't. All right, just because the UK is a little bit more cynical, and I know you're more cynical.
No,
does not mean it's.
It's just two different styles of humor.
Yeah.
And for the UK audiences, that's way funnier to them.
I think I just don't understand what's going on in the UK version, why these things are happening. I don't know. It's just awkward humor, but it's not. It's not funny, awkward humor. It's just like, okay.
That's because
That's how I feel about it. I'm just like, okay.
British humor kind of takes it up a notch from what Americans
it's
think.
just two, it's
awkward.
two different complete styles.
Yeah.
And that's why those two like you can watch either version of those shows and like walk away with like a completely different takeaway, you know?
Yeah, like the US version is so feel good, but the UK version is just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
depressing.
That's the goal. That's the angle.
You guys watch comedians in cars getting coffee at all on Netflix?
You know what? I've been
No.
thinking about watching it. It seems pretty, I've watched it before. I always think it's interesting when, I don't know, I just like looking behind the scenes of those people, you know,
Yeah,
just
it's
their
pretty
everyday
cool.
lives stuff. It's cool.
I watched a little bit of Black Mirror, which has
yeah.
been trendy lately.
Yeah, I watched one episode of that. Not interested.
Really?
Was it the first episode?
No, I skipped
Okay.
like season 3 or something. It was like some guy in a video game simulation.
Oh,
I don't-
yeah, okay.
Are you talking about the one where he's like in the haunted house?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it. That was the first one I saw as well.
Yeah, not that good, I don't think. I don't like
That's
it.
interesting. Because we watched the same first episode and
Pacing is too
Two
slow for
different-
me. Pacing is too slow, and there's no build up to a story. They have to build up the story in 15 minutes, and then they have to like deconstruct it over the next 30. I don't.
So did you think they didn't do it well, or do you think it just wasn't the type of show for you? Do you think that structure?
No, I like
do well for you.
anthology stuff. I do like anthology. I can't think of a specific series or whatever. Oh, all right, Cloverfield movies, right? You ever watch them? That's technically an anthology series. They're coming out with another one, but
I like Cloverfield.
yeah, like that's awesome. I think they did it right. But the thing with like, okay, now you have the X-Files. Now they create these characters over seasons and seasons and seasons, but it's still kind of an anthology because
Yeah.
each thing is different. It's paranormal, then it's I don't know, witches, and it's whatever. But the Black Mirror is, like I said, a new story every time. It's, you know, they have.
Well, the Black Mirror I liken way more to the Twilight Zone in terms of like how and that's all it reminds me
But the
of when I
Twilight
watch it.
Zone gets right into it. The Twilight Zone is not like, okay, we're going to build the character for 15 minutes. It's kind of like, okay, you throw it in, then you learn about the character through the situation, which I like more.
Yeah, so when I was watching that same episode, I felt like I was like, "There's a lot of build up to this character. I don't feel like I still don't think it'll be enough for me to care that much
Yeah, that's
about
exactly
this
how I
character
felt.
by the time things go down." But yeah, like if that is my one complaint, it'd probably be that. I wish maybe they'd get into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they do vary in length and like, but it's all very cyberpunk. Like it.
Yeah.
You're
Ooh, look what we're doing.
Technology.
We're getting edgy.
it's
Like, I don't know.
edgy technology, scary. And
Yeah, don't
that's
trust AI.
my
stuff like
biggest
that.
complaint with the. Although that's the whole point. I get that's the whole point of the show, but there's some times where it gets like, oh, okay, enough already. Like I get it. My
Yeah.
Facebook's bad.
I've only
Like
seen,
I get what
yeah,
you're saying.
I've seen 2 episodes. The one was the social media one where you rate people as you interact with them.
Yeah.
So you give them like a certain amount of stars, and this one girl goes like from her average is like 3.5, which is all right, to like 0 because she like makes a lot of people mad.
Yeah.
And
That
then
was
what
kinda cool.
happens after that point?
I didn't finish that episode.
Oh, see, you got disinterested halfway through.
It wasn't because it was a bad episode. It's because at the end she's put in a really awkward social situation. I didn't feel comfortable watching it.
Wait, can you not talk?
What?
Can you talk about it or no?
No, it's just like she's supposed to go to a wedding and be a bridesmaid, and then her rating gets lower. So the person who's getting married is like, I don't want you to be a bridesmaid anymore. So she just goes crazy and like crashes a wedding and
Dang.
stuff. I think it was just too accurate of a scenario where it made me uncomfortable just because I don't like those kind of situations.
Really? That's why I wasn't invited to my brother's wedding. My
The social media.
yeah, my social media. Like I didn't have enough followers on Instagram, and he's like, "Dude, I can't invite you to my wedding."
The other one I saw was pretty cool though. Was the USS Callister one where the guy has like no power at his office, so he takes people and put them in a game where he's like this. He's basically like, he puts them into Star Trek and he's Kirk.
What?
I don't know.
That's very specific.
It was cool. I thought it was cool, but
It sounds like he's a little obsessive.
I mean, yeah, definitely. He's not a very healthy character. That's kind of the point. But that one was pretty cool.
That is as recent and updated as I get with like shows right now. Is I watched like 3 episodes of Black Mirror. Like that's as far. I still haven't even watched Stranger Things season 2 yet.
Really?
Still have not gotten around to that.
Oh.
Yeah, the Duffer Brothers directed that.
See, I'm fine. I don't even get that joke.
That's
Actually,
that's not a joke. It was. I mean,
did they actually?
No,
Yeah.
they did. Yeah.
All right,
That was the
no.
callback from. Never mind.
I know that.
Okay.
I didn't understand. I was just sitting here. I was like, okay.
All right.
But yeah, so I'm really doing bad. Although I caught up on some films, at least. I watched Dunkirk.
That was really good.
I heard that's pretty good. Yeah.
It was okay.
Really?
Yeah. It was.
Only okay.
It was. It made me feel like a lot because I have friends in the military and stuff who are like in the Navy, and it made me think. There's some scenes in that movie where I'm like, dude, I never want to join the Navy because
yeah.
like that can happen, and I'm like, no.
I mean, less. I think that movie's
a little less extreme because it won't be
Yeah.
World War II, but like,
like at one point some guy's fuel gauge breaks, so he has to mentally make out how long he has
Yeah,
till he has to refuel.
oh yeah,
I don't
that's-
think that would happen in today's military.
No, I mean like there's like a part where they get sealed below deck because that's
Oh,
how
yeah.
ships work, but then like they get hit by a torpedo and everything just starts flooding.
Yeah,
And
that was.
No, like
Yeah,
never,
that was-
never want to.
That's nightmare, like, fuel right there.
That's no. So I was thinking of that, and that's like, I mean, my friends talk about that. Like that's something they have to be prepared for.
Ooh.
So, and that, like when it's just so mind-boggling to even like think about. So I was thinking about that a lot during that movie, but it was weird. Like it made me. That movie is weird though. It feels weird and really like surreal and dreamlike almost, especially in the opening parts of it. Like there's just something about like the pacing and how it's shot that it's just I don't know, it's like a weird movie.
Yeah. That's also the most stressed I've ever been watching a movie, I think.
I was I was a little stressed too.
It was like a paper was doing an hour, that kind of stressed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, the tension was definitely on in that film. It did a good
Yeah.
job of that. I wanted to see The Disaster Artist.
I didn't see that yet.
Still have not gotten around to that. And I didn't want to watch it alone either because I was like, so many people said they wanted to see this movie with me. I'm not going to watch it alone.
Yeah,
I wanna
I'll
with
go see it.
somebody.
Yeah,
go
I'd
see it.
definitely go and see it.
Yeah. So we got to do that now instantly. And Storm.
Instantly,
Storm
yeah.
should come.
Yeah, Storm
as
should
well.
come. Should we? I guess we never actually. Storm's not here this episode.
No, I said that. I
Oh, you
said
did?
Danny's filling in.
Oh,
for Storm.
right.
Yeah.
Storm's on
Come on.
vacation. No, he's not. We just talked to him earlier. He just can't be here.
Good joke.
Yeah. He was in South Carolina though.
Is that
Yes.
where it was?
Yeah.
South Carolina? I thought it was somewhere else.
Was it?
No. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
It was beautiful. It looked beautiful down there. I
For
was
some
like,
reason, though, when you said South, I'm like, he went to South Korea.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. South Korea.
My
Yes.
mind went- Did you guys hear about Hawaii?
about the
Oh,
missile
yeah.
threat.
Huh?
The false alarm
Yeah.
missile threat.
Now you heard it, like how that went into action. It was during a test. Someone
Yeah.
accidentally pressed a button and then accidentally pressed a confirmation button. I don't know. It's probably like one of those things where you go on your PC and you click something and then a notification pops up when you're going to click
Sure.
something else. I'd bet you any money.
That's
Anyways,
like
scary situation
That
nevertheless.
was wild.
that's like the craziest bomb threat you could ever call in.
You know, I wonder if that guy's fired or not.
I really hope so.
That's what I wonder.
Or unless that's the kind of.
You know what? Maybe not, because they did take 40 minutes to call it off. So I feel like someone's like, how do we damage control this?
Or that's the kind of lesson you only learn once, and now that guy might just be on forever now.
Is that even a lesson that he like just don't press the wrong button? I don't know.
The best way to learn is to screw up.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
They should have-
that's how this show
The lesson:
runs.
Oh, yeah.
don't make mistakes.
You heard it here.
I'm just putting it out there.
You
Don't
heard
make
it here
mistakes.
first. I thought there was more to that.
No,
but
that
that's
was
just
it. I didn't mean to lead
If
you
there's
on.
any wisdom we can impart, it's don't make mistakes.
Some people like to learn from their mistakes. I just like to not make mistakes.
It's actually, I think, I'm kind of the opposite. I think you got to make a lot of mistakes.
Oh, yeah, I know,
actually,
You
I'm
do.
joking.
all the time.
Oh yeah, you
Just
definitely have to.
just constantly mess
Okay, I
up.
don't know about that, but
Just ruin everything. Yeah. So. Oh, I just remember though. I thought it was funny because I kept seeing articles that are like, "You won't believe the crazy way that the thing with Hawaii happened." I'm like, "That's not crazy at all.
no,
It's
it
just
was a
that's
guy in a computer.
it's a normal.
Yeah.
What you
It's
expect?
a normal error that can take place.
It's
really
not like someone
outrageous.
hacked in and
Yeah.
like, you won't believe this.
It's
Also,
unbelievable.
But like the article I read, I like obviously immediately knew that it was false alarm because I
Mhm.
like slept through when it actually happened. And then on
Oh,
Reddit-
and yeah, and you
Yeah.
live in Hawaii, so
Yeah.
if anyone was gonna find out,
It would have been you.
for me, it's like I didn't go through the process of seeing the alert and being like, oh my gosh, that's actually happening.
Uh-huh.
It was like, okay, someone false, like it was an accident. I was reading a thread on Reddit today about people who like lived in Hawaii and it was happening to them. And it sounded terrifying.
I bet.
Yeah.
What is the
'cause
mindset?
what do you do?
Like, what are you thinking at that moment? Get to cover. What? Where do you want me to go? I'm on an island, middle of nowhere. It's
The
like,
radius of that missile would probably be
You would be
enough
done.
to like
Yeah.
cover the
The
entire
weird
island.
thing, the thread I was reading, a lot of people were just like, well, if I'm going to die, I want to die with like my significant other in bed or something. So they
That's
just like
awful.
laid.
Whoa.
No, I don't think that was like pretty wholesome, I think.
That
Well,
sounds
I mean, yeah,
pretty
wholesome, but
depressing. I
that's-
don't know.
That's just like,
If you can be in that kind of situation and be that sure of yourself, where like, this is how I want to die.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna lay in bed. Like, I don't know. That's just not my mindset. I don't know. I'd have to do something. Fight tooth and nail,
like,
man.
play chess
Take
or
a shower.
something. Like,
I got to fight the missile.
Break out my boxing gloves. Like,
like Popeye.
yeah,
Like,
eat a
yeah,
can of
like
spinach.
Like fight the. All right, that bit's dead.
We have like 5 minutes left,
yeah.
by the way.
Wow. That was quick.
Wow.
It went fast without ad breaks.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah, we didn't have any ad breaks. I'm sure everyone was exhausted by that, but yeah, we didn't have any ad breaks because we couldn't have. There's like the studio's going through changes, I guess. So that's what's going on our end.
I like to think
Bear with us.
there's some guy whose radio is stuck on the station and has to listen to us at this
And
time.
he's
It's just torture.
God, no.
He's like, and then he's like, "Hello, it's Chandler Davis on WX," and he's like, "No."
I thought they were done.
Past 5 weeks, he's like, oh, I'm free.
Those annoying kids don't talk anymore. No, we're sorry that we left, but I will say that we have a lot of not left, but like just like we took a break. I'm sorry, like we were just busy and whatever and relaxing, having a bad time. But we have like stuff slated to come out soon, and we have guests that have said yes to come on the show that I hope still are interested in coming on the show. You know, that I'm very excited about. Like I'm really excited about the one guest we're having on. I know you guys know. I won't spoil it, but. Yeah, so like we have stuff planned. We aren't planning on going anywhere as of right now. Like it's gonna be hopefully business as usual. But we're starting a new semester, new season of the show, new life.
Is that what you're
New
calling
year.
it now? A new season?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, Chandler
Well,
decided for all
you
of
said
us.
it here
Yep.
first, Danny. Thanks for breaking the news.
Season 2.
Season 2 of the Poorly Edited Podcast, and I want to do. We want to do other stuff as well, like more.
Supplementary content.
Yeah, that isn't just the podcast shows, as well as maybe some streaming, etc. on twitch.tv, like we did over the break, which I forgot to talk about, but
Totally
we
did
could talk
too.
about next show, whatever. I mean, we did a 24-hour live stream over the Christmas break on Twitch TV. And it was for charity, and it went really well, and it was great. And me and Pat ran it pretty much the entire 24 hours,
Yep.
and we were exhausted. And that was like, it's crazy, dude.
How long did you sleep afterwards?
I don't remember. I just remember, like,
I know I slept 14 hours.
yeah, I think I was probably around there. I remember waking up, and we were both like, yeah, dude, we just woke up. Like,
Yeah.
we both said that in the group chat. I was like, wow, we were done.
Isn't that amazing when you get such a crazy amount of sleep? You're like, what year is it?
Yeah, that's how it felt. Because everything was just out of whack, you know?
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird seeing the sun set twice and like not have been asleep, you know? Like
Yeah.
that was weird to like go through the cycles of the day. Like I was up for like 32 hours because I was already up for several hours before that, you know? Yeah, by the time I went to sleep, I was up for like 30 something.
I was only at Pat's for maybe 8 hours, and even I was up for 24 because of work.
He also
Yeah.
broke his keyboard.
I did. I broke a lot of things there.
Funny. I'm so glad nothing broke of mine.
Shout out to my brother for coming in
Yeah.
clutch when all of
Headsets,
that set up
keyboards,
set.
Yeah.
everything.
We had other people. Josh came over for a
Josh
lot
came
of
over.
it. You guys like care packaged us with
That was nice.
food and drinks as well. That was
My girlfriend brought over
amazing.
2 different pizzas.
Oh yes.
That was
Oh
nice
my
of
god.
you.
That was like, it's so great because I was starving because we couldn't go. And it was like, what do we do? It was just, we have to stay here. I didn't want to leave to go
You could have
eat.
brought the live stream outside,
That's
switched it to IRL.
We thought, yeah, go on Periscope or like Facebook Live, catch
Yeah.
us. Yeah, but no, it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah, I want to do it again and like set stuff up actually.
Yeah.
That was really on the fly.
Yep.
I want to do it again, but like definitely shifts because
Yep.
we were only relieved from being on camera and like playing for I would say an hour
Yeah.
or maybe two.
I was off more because I walked my dog a few times and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I was
that's right. I
supposed to.
forgot about
So
that.
you were on camera more than me actually.
Yeah, I was on the most.
Yeah.
And I felt like definitely felt it, you know, like it definitely took a toll by the end. I was really exhausted because it's weird. Like I've done live streams before. I've even done 24-hour live streams before, but it was like to have it was a constant audience the entire time. And
Which was nice.
to be like that deprived of sleep while trying to be entertaining still, like to that degree, and being like on camera, like knowing you're on camera the entire time, it was just like one of the most difficult things I've done. Like it was definitely a pretty crazy experience, but it was so fun.
Yeah, I think the best conversation we had was at like 3 a.m. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone was watching.
No, people were there. They were like,
I would have been there for that. What was that about?
I don't remember. We were getting like really deep.
I have no idea.
It was like going like we were just like all over the
It was,
place
yeah.
talking about stuff. Me, Josh, and Pat.
This might have been after you left. I think
Yeah.
Okay.
this was in. Yeah, Josh took your spot.
And then from there, we just got progressively more like sleep deprived and
I don't remember the last 4
less
hours of the
coherent.
stream.
I don't remember the last 4 hours that I was there. I just know we were playing Diablo.
I remember.
I forgot about Diablo
Because there was a large chunk that happened after we all died and restarted.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
I really don't remember playing much Diablo.
I just
either,
remember
but we
at one
played it for
point
hours.
tapping
Yeah,
out
for
and
a couple
leaving.
hours, yeah. We kept dying,
Yeah.
so we got nowhere. That was fun. Any closing remarks?
About what?
Just
Just in general.
Yeah. We're at time.
Yeah, well, I'm not. That's what I was saying earlier is pretty much where it stands. We have stuff coming up, and we're not planning on going anywhere. And we have a little like different schedules this semester. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. But we'll make it work and all that.
We'll be back next week,
We'll be
Monday
back
at
next
4
week.
o'clock.
And catch us and
Do you wanna plug stuff quick?
hit up my YouTube. I've been streaming on Twitch more than anything lately. It's like twitch.tv/Elliot, same on YouTube and all that. And check out the podcast's Twitch as well if you want to follow that for if we go live again like that in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can do that during a semester though. That
No,
that kinda wrecks
absolutely. Not a
day
24-hour
survey.
one, no.
Maybe spring break or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Danny, is there anything you want to plug?
No.
Sounds
All
good.
right, sounds good.
Actually, no, I changed my mind. Follow me on Instagram at the Zanger. Just no space, all lowercase, the Zanger.
It's pretty OG.
It's good.
Thank you.
What about you, Coffee?
No,
Nothing.
not this week.
All right. Yeah, me too.
I need to take a break from plugging things.
All right, and
Okay.
that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. We have no music.
You mean listening?
Thanks for watching and listening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
both.
If you did both or one or the other, whichever one you
call
did.
listening, watching with your ears.
True. I mean, kind of.
It's this new thing.
All right. And
Bye, guys.
bye.
Thanks so
Bye-bye.
much.
Thanks for stopping
Thank you.
by.
Bye.